Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. I'm Priest and Officer Tapazar. This is the Isupk Killeen Sabbath service. Last week we were dealing with Genesis 27. I believe we stopped at verse 43. This is dealing with Jacob receiving the blessing from his father based on the instructions of his mother. His mother had received a prophecy from a man of the Lord concerning her pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? She was having twins, and one child was chosen by the Lord, and one child was rejected and hated by the Lord. You understand? It was Jacob and Esau. So based off of that, she held on to the word of the man of the Lord, and made sure at the right time that when Isaac, who was getting old in age, you know what I'm saying, realized that he needed to pass down, you know what I'm saying, this blessing, you know what I'm saying, to his supposed to the son who he thought it would be the firstborn. She made arrangements to make sure that the blessing and the promise, the inheritance, excuse me, not the blessing, the promise would go to who the Lord wanted to go to, which was Jacob, which is the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right, so that's where we left off. Now we're going into Jacob has received the inheritance. He's received the birthright. He's received the blessing from Isaac, and of course, you know, his brother. You know, what I mean, he feel a way about that. You know, so his mother is telling him he needs to, you know, make some other arrangements. Okay, so that's where we're leaving off at. But with that, Imijum, which means to stand. La Yashala, which means to Israel. Sar Wahakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. The east is in this direction. We're gonna do the prayers. We're gonna be moving through this quickly, so you don't necessarily have to repeat the Hebrew, but you can repeat the English. For those that are in the room right now, Salakia. All right, this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathananawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kabawaf Noah, Kasalak Noah, Kabawaf Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabaya'ayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Haishayanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwaf, Waha'Allah, Wahataparath, La'ai Aman, in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it. This is the prayer of the blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Ma Tazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Quatazayanyam, Ha Ka Yaya Salakia, Ha Ka Yayalam, Wa Akwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the water, Aman, in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. This is Psalms 121. Oh, Salaki, let me do this. This is the prayer of the power, the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Koshah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Lara Pa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Ha Matazarium, Hakak, Lahaquiyam, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Ha Tamala, Lagarshin, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the water, Aman, in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. All right, this is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha Ayanya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba Azaria, Ma'am, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yum Yunka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Bayala Salakia, Ba La Yala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Ra'ah, Yashamar, Aknapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'ata, Wa'ad, Awalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. All right, this is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Thakarash, Wa Al Thashakwat, Al Kayahana, Al Wayab Yaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ira Yam Salakia, Yara'ai Yamawa, Sawada, Wayatha Ya'atazawa, Al Tazapa Wa Salakia, Al Tazapa Wa Salakia, Al Tazapa Wan Yaka, Salakia, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakidam, Magaiwa, Wala Yazakar, Sham Yashala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa'a Tazawa, Laba, Yakaidwa, Alyaka, Barya, Yakarthwa, Ahalya, Adawam, Wa Yashama Alya Salakia, Wa Yashama Al Yum, Yashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasa Sarah, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shaya Thamwa, Nada, Yab Mawa, Ka'arab, Wakaza Abba, Wakazabak, Waka Tazamana Salakia, Waka Taza Salakia, Waka Tazar Manai, Call Nasa Yakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayar Rasha, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Wa Kalahaba, Talahat, Harium, Khan, Tharadatma, Basa Irika, Wabasa Wapathka, Tabalaham, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Bahawa, Ayai, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abidwa, Waya Dawa'a, Kaya Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharataza. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace. Be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies have made a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood. As the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. In trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know that thou whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right, sir. Turn. Face the podium. All right, and Yeshabia, which means to sit. Hey, Shalom, Israel. We're about to get right back into it. And if you have any questions or any comments, you can put them in the chat. Let's see what's going on. Shalom to everybody that's in the class. Well, Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatham to the brothers, and Shalom Yahweh Shema Latham Hashem Yahshua to the sisters. We're going to be in Genesis 27, starting at verse 43. Like I said, this is after Jacob has, through the guidance of his mother, who received instructions from the prophet to make sure that Jacob received the inheritance, the birthright, and the blessing from Isaac. You know what I'm saying? And we if you missed that, you can go back and on Isupk Killeen, YouTube, or Facebook and watch that class from last week. You know what I mean? To catch up. But, a brief summary is that the Lord chose Jacob. You know what I'm saying? He loved Jacob and he hated Esau. And Jacob today is what you would call the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And Esau today is, the so-called Caucasian, the oppressor. All right. And that's that. You know what I mean? If you have your Bible Hub app, we're about to go into the Hebrew from Genesis 27 to 43 and run that down in the Hebrew, and then we'll go over it in the English. And if you have any questions about what we're reading, we can get into that as well. Let me see here. If you haven't downloaded your Bible Hub app, you need to. And once you download that, you go to the interlinear portion, and then you can just follow along in the Hebrew, okay? So let's get over there to that right now. The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 43. Salakia. All right. The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 43 in the Hebrew. Wa'ayata banya shama'ai bakwa laya wakwayam bara'a laka al laban akaya harana. Verse 44. Waya Shabbat Imawa Yamayam Aka Dayam Id Ashar Thashaiwab Hamath Aka Yaka Akyaka Salakia. Id Shawab Apa Aka Yaka Maka Washa Kaka, Atha, Ashar, Aisha, Ayashath, Lawa, Washah, Laka, Thaya, Wala, Kwaka, Thayaka, Masham, Lama, Asha, Ashakal, Salakia, Gum, Shana, Yakum, Yawam, Akkad, Salakia, Akkad. Verse 46. Watha, Amar, Rabakwa, All, Yatazak, Quatazathaya, Bakar, Yaya, Mapa, Naya, Bana, Salakia, Bana, Watha, Kata, Kata, or Kath, Salakia, Katha, Laqua, Ka, Yai, Salakia, Yaiquab, Aisha, Maba, Nawath, Kath, Kalaha, Maba, Nawath, Harataza, Lama, Laya, Ka, Yam, Yam. Verse 47. Oh, Salakia, Genesis 28, verse 1. Why Kwa Ra'ah Yatazak All Yaiquab Wabarak Awatha Osalakia Atawa Waya Taza Wa Hun Wayamar Lawa La'a Thaqaka Aisha Maba Natha Salakio Maba Na What Maba Na Ka Na'ain. Verse Genesis 28, verse 2 in the Hebrew. Quam Lak Pada Naha Aram Baya Taha Bata Wa'al Abaya Imak Salakia Amak Amaka Salakia Wakwa Laka Masham Aisha Maba Na Nawath Laban Ikaya Amaka. Genesis 28, verse 3. Wa'al Shadiah Yabarak Athaka Waya Paraka Waya Ra Baka Waha ya yath laquahal I mayum. Let me see. And then Genesis 28, verse 4. Wayatan laka ata bara kata. Wait, waya. Hold on, no, Salakia. Barakath, Barak, Barakath, Abarayim, Laka, Wala, Zaraika, I, I, Ithak, Lara Shatak, Salakia, Lara Shataka, Ata, Arataza, Maga, Rayaka, Ashar, Nathan, Alahayim, La'abaram. Okay. Now, in the English, we're going to go ahead and read that. That's from Genesis 27:43 to Genesis 28, verse 4. Salakia. Like I said, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat. This is Genesis 27, verse 43. Now, mind you, this is Rebecca. She, we left off with her letting Jacob know that, we completed this thing, but your brother he's gonna probably try to harm you. All right. So this is where we're leaving off. This is where we're coming back into the story. Okay. Verse 43. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice and arise, flee thou to Laban, my brother in Haran. So she's telling Jacob to go see her brother, his uncle in Haran. Okay. And tarry with him a few days until thy brother's fury turn away. So she was like, things is hot. Go see your uncle, my brother, until Esau calms down. Verse 45. Until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him. Basically saying while it's fresh on his mind, just go away. Okay. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? So, what is she saying what is Rebecca saying when she says that she will be deprived of them both in one day? Like, what does that mean? And for any of y'all that, have any what does Rebecca know just based off of the history of our people? What does she know? Is really kind of like one of the first stories in our records that she would be deprived of both of them in one day. What does that mean? Anybody? Taking away how though? Anybody in the chat? When she's saying, lest I be deprived of both of you in one day, what does that mean? Warrior, you got something?
Pretty much like she'll be suffering due to the situation that they're going through, such as brother got to go hide out and
you're right, but she's telling him to leave or that she'll be deprived of both of them in one day. If he doesn't leave, then she'll lose. Basically she's saying if you don't leave, I'm gonna lose both of you. How is that gonna happen?
They'll die, they'll perish.
Right? Okay, she's saying they'll die. Well, okay. How though? Like, give me more. Well, I don't know if it's about I don't know if it's about the hand of the Most High. Go ahead, you gonna say something?
Such as saying, two brothers fight, like pretty much go at it behind.
Right. So in our records, there were two brothers. You know what I'm saying? Cain and Abel, and Eve was a mother and she had two sons, and one son killed the other son. So she lost two of her sons. How? Because she lost one son to being killed, and her other son became a murderer and then became a fugitive and had to live on the run. So what she's saying is like, you need to leave because I don't want to lose both of y'all, because he's going to take you out and then he's going to be a fugitive and a murderer, and he'll be on the run just like Cain was. And, I'm not going to get into it, but, that's who Esau is. He has that same spirit that Cain had. You know what I'm saying? And because Rebecca is a righteous woman and she knows the history of her people, she knew that story. And you say, well, how would she know? The same way how we know about Rebecca and Jacob and Esau right now through the records. And we know about Cain and Abel right now, thousands of years later. She knew about that story. You understand? And she didn't want a repeat of that. So unfortunately, Abel didn't have the opportunity to have, Eve tell him to get away, because nobody knew what the evil that was in Cain's heart. But Esau said what he was going to do, and people heard about it. So she had an opportunity to warn Jacob for him to get away. You know what I mean? All right, so that's that. All right, verse 46. And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. Now, this is a heavy thing right here, man. This is Rebekah talking about how she's basically weary of her life, or she's basically just like, she's stressed out because she's surrounded by women of other nations. And why does that stress her out? Because Esau has already went and married women of other nations. So this is like, Jonathan Majors dealing with that white woman. Many of our people, they'll choose women of other races. And Rebecca is stressing and she's filled with anxiety because she's already seen one son go and make marriages with other nations, which is against our culture. You understand? So now she's concerned for her son Jacob. She was like, there's nobody to choose from that's out of our family, out of our bloodline. Right? So now she's telling, it's like, I put it to you like this. Rebecca is a wise, righteous sister. She's really killing two birds with one stone, because she wants to get Jacob away because of Esau's, anger, because he feel like he got robbed of his birthright when really he gave it away. But she's also like, it's a good thing that you get up out of here because, one, your brother is tripping, but two, I'm weary because there's no viable options for you for marriage. And I don't want you to do what your brother did, because all they're surrounded by is the daughters of Heth, and the daughters of Heth were Africans. If you didn't understand that we are not Africans, we are not. Okay? We're not Africans. We're two different people. You can go to Strong's Concordance and read where it talks about Ham. You know what I'm saying? It says one of the three sons of Noah and the progenitor of, it says the Egyptians, the Libyans, the different tribes of Ham, but not the Negroes, which is what we are, because we come out of the line of Shem, out of the line of, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we're two different peoples. You understand? All right, let me get something for y'all real quick. I'm gonna go to this real fast to show you that we're not the same. A lot of times, like a lot of the convenient arguments that our oppressor will make is whenever we bring up the crimes that he's committed against us in terms of like putting our people in chattel slavery. You know what I mean? Selling our kids off to other plantations and violating our mothers and our sisters and violating our men through buck breaking. He'll say, well, you mad at us, but your own people sold you to us. It's like a convenient way to try to what's the word? Invalidate their crimes, right? And But the truth of the matter is that we're not those people. You understand? And it's in the scriptures. We're gonna go to real fast Exodus 11:7, if I'm not mistaken.
They try to dumb it down.
Right. Well, just to basically, it's like anything. When it's like when you're talking to somebody, like the scriptures say that if you have an art with somebody, go to them and him alone, and then you're talking to somebody about a concern that you have, and then they'll bring up something else to try to just get you off of your point of what you're talking about and addressing with them. You're addressing them about one thing, but they bring up something else that has nothing to do with what they've done. You know what I mean? It's a way to try to to remove their to basically to get you off of your point, and you have to stay on your point. Because I'm gonna be real with you, even we're not Africans, but even if we were, and all people sold us, that does not alleviate their criminality and what they did to us. It doesn't change anything. You understand? But the truth of the matter is that we're not. So this is the book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. And this is heavy because we're going into Passover right now. We're in the time of Passover right now. Okay. And it says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. Now you would think he's talking about like animals. All right. But this is not talking about animals. This is the Lord speaking. Okay. Against man or beast, that ye may know how the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Just because we skin folk don't make us kinfolk. Just because a person has dark skin like you doesn't make them your brother. When we were in the land of Canaan, it was black people living amongst black people. But the Lord made a difference between the sons of Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac. The sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the Canaanites. And the Lord had given the land of Canaan to Abraham as a promise. But he was around dark-skinned people. He was around Africans. Africans are not our people. Africans are not our friends. And a lot of the times, our people make the mistake of trying, because we've lost our identity and we don't know our culture. We make the mistake of trying to link ourselves to Africa because we're like, okay, we came from Africa. But Africa is a continent. It's not a country. It's a continent with over 52 countries. And in each country are a multitude of different tribes. Africans don't even get along with Africans. You don't see the people from the Congo linking up with the people from Sierra Leone. Even within the country of Rwanda, you had the Hutus and the Tutsis committing genocide against each other. Or I think it was the Tutsis against the Hutus committing genocide, slaughtering them, trying to get rid of them. They don't even get along with each other. You don't hear Ghana linking up with South Africa. I was watching the video the other day where a person from Ghana was like, I get why you people in South Africa treat us the way you do. You think that we're uppity. Like, they don't even get along with each other. Everybody's talking about, like, we need to go to Africa and leave America. No, you don't. Because let me tell you, the only place you need to go to is where the Lord has given you. And right now, that land is occupied by imposters. And on the return of Christ, he's going to give us our land back. You understand? We're not supposed to try to go and go link up with another nation to try to find our safety and protection. Our protection and our safety does not come from claiming a false identity. Yeah, your oppressor wants you to believe that you're an African because he knows you're not that. He knows that's not what you are. Africans sold Israelites to Edomites. Hamites sold Israelites to Edomites. That's what happened. Okay? And the Lord put a difference between us and them. And that's why this is in our records, because our people, you'll see people with those little knitted caps on with the red, the yellow, and the green, or the green, the red, and the black, and trying to, I'm black and I'm proud, I'm strong. But I want to know, what Africans are you cool with? What Africans come to your barbecues? I know a lot of our sisters, they want to get with Nigerians because, like they hear that they make a lot of money. And they feel like, I'll choose an African because American black men don't treat me well. It's just as silly as black men talking about they want to go over to some other country and find a woman out some other country because black women don't treat them well. We all dealing with the same problem. We don't know how to treat each other. That's why Christ said, I came to give you a new commandment, which is an old commandment, that you love one another. We can't escape to another people to find the solutions and the protection that we need. The solutions are in each other. It's in brotherhood. It's in loving one another. In the way that Christ loved us, man, which he gave his life for us. So we have to be willing to give our lives for each other. Humble ourselves, man. Stop pointing the finger. Like Captain Zaryak had and I believe he's having I don't know if it's today, this Saturday, but he's having another, quote unquote debate. From my standpoint, it was an excellent conversation. Captain Zaryak was schooling Tommy Sotomayor, you know what I mean? And Tommy Sotomayor, he wasn't all that bad. It was just about he needs to be educated and raised from the dust like we all needed it. He needs more information. But I understand in terms of, in some things that he said, I understand where he was coming from. But Captain Zaryak is that leader to be able to educate our men on the root of the problem. Because a lot of time we deal with the fruit or the branches. We don't deal with the root of the issue. And the root of the issue is that we have an enemy that turns us against each other. You know what I'm saying? A house divided cannot stand. And part of that is knowing your identity. And I'm going to tell you, Rebecca had an issue with being surrounded by all these African women and not wanting her son to take a wife, you know what I'm saying, of another nation. And I'm gonna show you that real fast over here in Deuteronomy, man. You know what I'm saying? This is why this got recounted again with Moses. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse I'll start at verse 1 real fast. And when the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, he's talking about the land of Canaan. This is about I want to say it's some thousands of years later. You understand? After the promise was given to Abraham, then the Lord brings the children of Israel out of Egypt to fulfill the promise that he gave to Abraham. All right. And he's giving them instructions for when they go into the land, because see, now they're not being given the land just by, it ain't by magic. They're getting the land through war. That's why I said that they came out of Egypt an exceedingly great army. That's why we have rank and order in the Isupk, because you're not taking anything that the Lord promised you without going to war. And right now, in this time, is going to war with yourself. But in this time, it was going to war with these other nations. Okay? And when the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations. Y'all say God loves everybody. Well, if God loves everybody, how come he's not bringing the Israelites into the land of Canaan and having a kumbaya around the campfire? He's telling the Israelites to cast out many nations, many Africans, whatever nations are in that land, get rid of them. God can't love everybody. All right. The Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. So these were nations that were stronger than us. And the only way that we're going to be able to overcome them is by the power of the Most High. All right. Verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them. You know what smite means? Smite is an old English Quaker word for destroy or to annihilate. When you take the land, annihilate them. This is the spirit of the Most High, right? Giving the orders to Moses and the men of Israel, and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, no agreement, no friendship. You feel like, oh, it's cool. I can just be cool, you know what I'm saying, with these other nations and hang out with them and go play pool and drink beer. The Lord said make no agreements with them. Now, am I saying you got to walk around and try to fight them? No. But we're not supposed to be with them, have any friendships with them, any arrangements. All right? Nor show mercy unto them. Verse 3. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. It is a sin and it is whoredom if you are a black man to marry a woman outside of your nation. Now, you got plenty of options within the 12 tribes. You got the so-called Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Colombians, Brazilians. You got the Argentinians, the Venezuelans, the Guatemalans. You got your Judite women, the American black women. You got the West Indian women, Benjamin, all the West Indian islands. We have and I'm gonna be real with you. Our women are the best looking women on the earth anyway. You have plenty of options to choose from. But if you get with a Asian woman, oh yeah, like they submit better. They bring food to you, rub your feet. Listen, you are committing sin against the Most High, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. If you get what a East Indian woman, an African woman, you understand? If you get with a white woman, you are sinning against the Most High God. You are committing whoredom. Christian people tell you that fornication is having sexual intercourse before marriage. Sex is marriage. The Christian church teaches you that fornication is you having sex before marriage. Sex is marriage. Fornication is you having interracial relationships. On that level, there's many different meanings to fornication, but that is fornication. That's why I called Esau a fornicator. Esau wasn't having sex before marriage. Esau was marrying the daughters of Heth. That was giving Rebecca anxiety. And we about to get into it. So I'm just letting you know, black man and black woman, y'all over here. What's that? What was that football player's name that left the black woman and got with Taylor Swift? Y'all black woman was getting upset about him putting her away. Oh, why he do that? Why do you even care? He's not from your nation. He's not from your tribe. A lot of you sisters feel like, well, yeah, I'll date a white man. I'll date another race. I mean, love is love, and whoever treats me right. The Lord didn't create you to be with nobody else but your own people. And that's what your Christian pastor ain't going to tell you. But in Isupk, on the Convention of Johanna, we're going to give you what the Lord said, what the scriptures say, what our records say. And interracial relationships is a crime and a sin against the Most High, man. And that is not part of our culture. All right? Let me get back to this here. Verse 46. And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me? You know what she's saying? She's saying, I done went through all this to get Jacob the blessing, to get Jacob the birthright. I held on to the orders that was given to me by the prophet of God, that the elder should serve the younger. What's it going to all matter if he married an African woman? That's what she's saying. What's it going to mean if I raise my son up to be righteous and he go marry a white woman? If she can't use your mama's comb, don't bring her home. All right, chapter 28, verse 1. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him. Because see, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Isaac was a real one. He realized that it was the Lord that wanted this done. That's one thing about a man of the Lord. Some events will take go a certain way, and we just accept. Some things you have to fight against, but some things it's the Lord put it that way. He set it up that way for it to go that way. And as a man of the Lord, you can't fight against the Lord. You got to accept it. And he accepted it. Okay, Jacob is who the Lord chose, and he blessed him, and he charged him or gave him orders. When you hear in the scriptures where it says, and he gave him charge or charged him, and I know brothers be like, charged him. Charged him with what? You know what I'm saying? We hear charge, we thinking about criminal charges. No. In the scriptures, to give charge means to give orders. Okay? He gave him charge and said unto him, thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Do not marry Africans, because we are not Africans. Esau had already done it. Let's read again, verse 2. Arise, go to Padam Aram, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother. He basically said, go get your cousin. Now, I know that sounds a little crazy. You hear Kevin Gates talk about how he got with his cousin and everything. People are like, ugh. And it's understandable. I mean, now there's so many of our people. We're a multitude now of as the stars of the sand of the sea. We're a multitude now. So you ain't got to go get your cousin. But it's not unlawful if you were to marry your third cousin. It wasn't unlawful. It's not unlawful. But you don't have to do that now. There's no reason for it. But at the time, that's what happened. He said, go get with your cousin. Okay. Now, I know why we look at that and we're like, man, that's kind of crazy. It's because when we see these our oppressors in these trailer park homes and how they get down, you know, and they use the word cousin, but they're not getting with their cousins, man. They getting with their sisters. You understand? They getting with their daughters. They doing that's why it's like the hills have eyes. They face be all messed up. They have genetic problems because they're violating the law. Because in the law, you can't get with a sibling of close relation. That's unlawful. It's incest. You understand? But to marry a cousin, that was part of our culture. Just to be clear. Okay? Now, and this is what Isaac is telling Jacob to do. All right? Verse 3. And God Almighty bless thee and make thee fruitful and multiply thee, that thou mayest be a multitude of people, which is the promise that the Lord gave to Abraham, that we will be a multitude, a great multitude. Verse 4, and give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee and to thy seed with thee, that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which God gave unto Abraham. Okay? See, time check. All right. Let's go ahead and finish reading this in the Hebrew, verses 5 to 12. Okay, Salakia. All right, Genesis 28, verse 5. Waya Shaka Yatazaka. Yatazak Salakia. Atha Yaquab Wayalak Pada Ra Pada. Hold on. Padan Aram Al Laban Ban Bata Wa'al Ha'a Ha'a Ra Maya Salakia Akaya Rabakwa Yaiquab Wa'ai Shawa. Verse 6. Wa ya Ra'ah Aishawa Kaya Barak Yatazak Atha Yaiquab Washa Laka Atawa Padan Aram Lahaqwa La Laqwa Kata Lawa Masham Aisha Ba Barakawa Atawa Waya Tazawa Allah Yawa Lamar La'a Thakwach Aisha Maba na Salakia Maba na Wath Kana Kana'ain. Verse 7. Waya Shemai Yaiquab all Abba Yawa Salakia Wa'al Mawa Wayalak Padan Aram. Verse 8. Waya Wayar, Salakia, Aishawa, Kaya, Ra'ai, Ra'aiwath, Banawath, Kanan, Ba'ai, Yanaya, Yatazak, Abba Yawah, Genesis 28, verse 9, Wayalak, Aishawa, All, Yasha, Ma'ai, El, Yashamael, Wayakwaka, Atha, Makalath, Bath, Yasha, Ma'ai, Yashamael, Ban, Abaram, Akwath, Salakia, Nabai Yawath, All, Nashayawa, La'ah Shah, verse 10, Wayataza'a, Yaquab, Mabara, Maba'ar, Salakia, Shaba'ai, Wayalak, Ha Ranah, verse 11, Waya Wayapa Ga'ai, Bama Quayam, Wayalan, Sham, Kaya, Ba, Hasha, Salakia, Hasha, Masha, Wayakwa, Ma'a, Banaya, Haikwayam, Wayasham, Mara, Shayataiwa, Waya, Shakab, Baikwayam, Hayawa. Verse 12. Wayahalam, Wahana, Salam, Mashab, Aratazaha, Wara, Shawa, Magaya, Ha, Shemai, Yamaya, Wahana, Malakia, Alahayam, Alayam, Wayaradayam, Bawa. All right, so that's verse 5, 28, chapter 28, Genesis 5 to 12 in the English. And Isaac sent away Jacob, and he went to Padan Aram unto Laban, son of Bethuel the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob and Esau's mother. And when Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padan Aram to take him a wife from thence, and that as he blessed him, he gave him charge, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan, and that Jacob obeyed his father and mother and was gone to Padan Aram. So Esau is the firstborn, and it takes him seeing Isaac tell Jacob, don't get a daughter from around here. And then Jacob's like, okay. And then he's looking like, oh man, I guess they don't like that. Which lets you know Esau never, this is why you can't let Christians, especially of the oppressor, teach you anything about your records. He never cared about these records. You understand? He only cared about his lust. Esau never asked his father and mother, who should I marry? He went and got who was in the land. That's why when you come in, that's why it's so important to teach our culture to our people, because You're living in an area, and I see it all the time. These young brothers are in school. They'll meet a little white girl, and the white girl seems nicer to them than how the black girls are, because our black sisters and daughters be having attitudes. They acting wild and out of line. You know what I'm saying? And they need to be taught better. You know, the scriptures say, let the older women teach the younger. They got to be taught better, but we got to teach our sisters how to be a virtuous sister and a virtuous daughter, to teach their daughters. But these young brothers are like, man, I'm not going to be dealing with all that stress, dealing with this sister, man. She don't appreciate me. She don't like me. She don't respect me. This white girl over here being real sweet to me. She smile when she see me. She don't mind spending money. She ain't telling me, talking about I gotta make this and make that to be with her. But what you don't realize, brother, is that you are in a trap. And what you don't have is the Lord's protection. How many stories have you seen of brothers that are in high school, right? You ever seen them photos where it's one little white girl, and you got 5 brothers in a bathroom, they got their shirts off, and the white girl sitting there with the camera recording, smiling. And brothers going like, oh yeah, we in the mix. Brother, you in the death trap. You're this close from your life being in hell for the rest of your life. You understand? You are listen, brother. You are casting lots. You are gambling with your life. And the main thing is because you don't have the Lord's protection, because he's not going to protect you and back you up in that situation, because you're going against him. Now, you don't know no better, and that's why we're here. But how many brothers have you seen that are dealing with an oppressor's daughter in college or in high school, and things go left, and she accused him of violating her, or not even her, because she does like you, but her parents say he violated my daughter. Now you serving 20 years in prison. You kicked out of college. Your whole sports scholarship is out the window. And then even if you get found innocent, or you get released from prison and you don't die in prison, when you come out, now you got a record. Your whole life is wiped away because you thought it was easier and it was going to be fun to deal with the woman of another nation. You gotta, if you want to be successful, people want to talk about success. What success is? Success is following your culture. Success is following your power. It's you being well informed of what pleases the Most High, of what the Lord wants you to do, and what the Lord don't want you to do. Because what you want is the Lord's protection. And you can't have it if you moving against what he said. All right. So Esau's watching what Jacob did. So this is the bright idea that Esau get after he see what Jacob did. Right. He see that, oh yeah, I guess my parents don't want me marrying these African women. So this is what he going to do. And Jacob obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Padaram. And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father, then went Esau unto Ishmael. He went to the Arabs, which is no better. You know, a lot of y'all brothers think, well, I won't get with a white woman, but I get with a woman from Dubai, or, an Arab woman. That ain't no better. A lot of these Arab women are coming over here to Miami and to the United States, and they get onto this whole little BBL thing and Instagram modeling thing, and they're starting to date NBA players and stuff. And you feel like I'm still dealing with a woman of color. She's still not your family. She's still not your people. The Lord didn't choose Ishmael. He chose Isaac. I know you don't want to be with your black woman, your Hispanic woman, your Native Indian woman. You feel like she's a headache, and she is. She is. But so are you to the Lord. The only way that we're going to stop having this friction with each other is if we all conform to what the Lord gave us to do. If everybody can play their position and their role as the Lord dictated it, then we can really start to love each other again. But we want to violate the rules. We want to go and make excuses about violating the rules, and then come back and feel like, okay, pick me, choose me, or let me have the blessing. No, you about to suffer for your decision. You're going to suffer on some level. The scriptures say that we suffer because of our sins. The Lord ain't trying to hear, oh, I made a mistake. He ain't trying to really hear that. You gonna have to live with it until you regenerate. I was watching that, man. It was I don't necessarily back Kevin Samuels, but this sister they called into the show of Kevin Samuels, and she was like, well, I got 5 kids, and how come I can't have the man I want? How come I can't have a 6-figure man? And she describing what she want, his height, you know what I'm saying? And the other things that she wants according to her lust. Why can't I still have it? I mean, what's the problem? And he was like, because that's not what you chose. So she's like, well, what do I do then? He was like, he said, reincarnate. I was like, that was spiritual. He's like, well, reincarnate. Basically saying, wait till you come back again and try it again. But as for now, you made these decisions and you got to live with it. And if the Lord should happen, you know what I'm saying, to allow you to have somebody, you better be at his feet with your head bowed down. And whatever he tell you to do, no talking back, no lip back. You better shut your mouth and put your head down because you're fortunate. Because don't nobody owe you anything. You understand? And it's okay. It ain't just the sisters. We have it too, brothers. We make decisions and we got to go pay for it. We got to go sit down and deal with our punishments as well. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers that are on child support. They married sisters that was in the world, that wasn't in the truth. They didn't know no better. And now they paying child support for the rest of their life. That's a punishment. You got to eat that. You might have got with a sister in the world. She went and married another man, and he's harming your children, and you can't do nothing about it outside of going through like the regular the laws of the land, try to deal with it. And you gotta live with that. Or you got with a sister and she married another man and she moved to a whole other state and don't let you see your kids. And you got to sit down and live with that and eat that. We suffer because of our sins. We suffer because we don't do the things that the Lord told us to do. And really, we suffer because of Christianity and Christian pastors, because we sat in their churches for 15 and 20 years and they taught us nothing of what was actually in the Bible and what God actually required from us. They lowered our debt. They made us feel like all we had to do was sit there and praise God and ask him for what we want and play the role that as if God is satisfied from you singing to him. You think God want to hear a choir sing for 4 hours? When you going home and eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, you over there molesting your niece, touching your niece, but then you in church talking about, oh Lord. You think the Lord care about that? And you celebrating Christmas, you got a Christmas tree in your house? You're angering the Lord. That's why we go through what we go through. And Esau never cared about his culture. He never cared about what his parents was on. Why? Because the Lord didn't choose him. But the Lord chose you. If you're a Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, and you can do the opposite. Because let me explain something to you. You say, well, you talking about Esau and Jacob. Well, what did Christ tell Israelites when he was teaching? He said, you are of your father the devil. Meaning what? You're an Israelite, but Esau is on the inside of you. The spirit of Esau is inside of you. The spirit of your oppressor is inside of you. Why? Because you envy your oppressor. You see it. You see him having the rulership right now, and you feel like in order for you to get power, you got to act like him. You got to be like him. I gotta put on a suit and shave off my mustache and my beard and look like him. Now it's not unlawful for you to have a clean face. Nothing unlawful about that, man. But that should be your choice that you want to do, not because you have to get a job. You understand? The scriptures say it like this: why do you trim your ways to seek love? If you say, man, look, I like a smooth face. I don't want that. I don't want no beard. Okay. You can still be the warrior of the Most High God and all that, and be a priest and all that. The Lord ain't worried about that. But he don't want you being like the other nations because you envy them. Because Christ said, it's your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. He's going to give Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, those that overcome the rulership in the earth. But rulership ain't the end all be all. It only matters because the people in rulership are going to be righteous. What does it matter for you to get a crown and get a kingdom and you have the same spirit as the oppressor has right now? All you're going to do is do the same thing that he's doing. The Lord is looking to put Christ in charge. And for us to be loyal to our king and serve our king righteously. And we're in the testing grounds right now. We're in the trials right now to see who's going to endure to the end. Who's going to be committed to our king and walk how our king walked. That means that you have to go back to your culture, go back to your records, and find out everything that pleases the Most High, that really makes him say, okay, I'm with you. And the things that make him say, the things that make him look away from you. You sisters, man, you know, you used to know a good sister by not how she necessarily treated you, but the respect that she had for her father. The thing she would not do is not because she's worried about how you look at her. She's worried about how her father looks at her. I'm not going to do that because I don't want my father to be ashamed of me, to be embarrassed by me. I don't want to ruin my father's name. That's how you knew a good woman. Now we think a good woman is a woman that twerks in the club and you know and she's down to get married the same night you meet her. No, man, we are in a low state. We are in the dust right now, man. And we have to be raised up from the dust. You know what I mean? To come into who we really are, man. Princes and princesses of, you know what I mean, of the power. All right? We read this last verse and then we're gonna get up out of here, man. And then Esau went to Ishmael and took unto the wives which he had in Malahath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebajoth, to be his wife. You know. And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he lighted upon a certain place, meaning that he happened to come up upon a certain place, okay? And tarried there all night, on his way traveling to go to his uncle. Because the sun was set, and he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows. So this brother was a soldier. He dealing with some real, you know, he used stones for pillows. His brother was hardcore. You know what I mean? That's a hardcore thing, right? And put them for his pillows and laid down in that place to sleep. So while he was traveling, he found a place, took some stones, and made pillows, okay? And he dreamed. And behold, he had a vision. And behold, a ladder set up on the earth. What's a ladder? A ladder is a tool that you use to climb to get from one low place to a higher place, right? People use ladders to get on top of houses, to climb buildings. Ladders are used for a lot of different things, but it's to go from a low place to a high place, okay? And behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. Now, was this a ladder like how you think of, like a fireman's ladder? No. What this is talking about is in this vision, the Most High let Jacob see what we can't see, which is that every day angels are coming down and they're going up. The Alahayim, the servants of the Most High that are in the fourth dimension. You understand? That you can't see. See, the scriptures say that the eyes of the Lord are everywhere, beholding the good and the evil. I think that's in Proverbs, I believe. Does that mean that the Most High God has a million eyes? Literally, that are just, no, that's talking about the angels. Because why? They're giving reports. They're taking reports on everybody and sending the reports back up to the Most High. And the Lord is issuing judgments on what is being reported to him. He's making decisions on what he hears. So even though you think you're in your room by yourself and you're alone, I know everybody now want their 15 minutes or their 5 minutes of fame. They on TikTok and Instagram recording themselves. But the Lord had the Lord been getting them reports before Instagram, before TikTok, before Facebook and MySpace. The angels was taking the recording of you and giving it back up to the Lord. You understand? So the Lord sees what's in the light and what's in the dark, because the angels are right there watching you. They're looking at you, and they just write it down. Okay, you is presented to the Lord. He like, okay, all right, okay, do this with this brother, do that with this brother right here, okay, and do that with this sister right here, and do that with this sister. Okay, back down. That's how it works. And the Lord gave Yaquab, a vision of that. You had a question?
Is that to all the nations on the face of the earth?
Everybody, it has to be, because how else could the Lord know when another nation is plotting against us? He's aware of everything. It's angels that are assigned to everybody. You know, so they just, because when the Lord decides that a flood is going to hit Bali and take out 200,000 people, right? And for whatever reason he decided to do that judgment on them, it's reports that was going up. You understand? The Lord decides. Sometimes the Lord will make a decision on somebody, on a nation today, from something that happened 500 years ago, and He decides to bring the judgment back now. It's the Lord's decision. He do whatever He want to do. But the scriptures say this. It says that a sparrow don't fall. A sparrow is a bird. It's a small bird. When I used to work on Fort Hood, I used to do like the trainings, like for the tankers, and like for like the Apaches and whatnot. I used to facilitate their trainings, and a lot of the times the tankers would come like to these little. I use the word like a way stop. It's like it's where we would put the equipment on, the recording equipment on onto the vehicles to record their, like their shots and what's going on inside of the tank while they're training. And there will be sparrows' nests all up in the roof of the waist of the way stop. And I remember I used to sit there, I used to be out there sitting there just looking at them, man. And a lot of the times, like the sparrows, some of the baby sparrows would die. They'd fall down to the on the platform. I'm like, dang. Because like they leave the eggs up in there, and then like at a certain season, they're up there moving around and building the nest and whatnot. And sometimes like some of the birds would die. I'm like, dang. And Christ said, one sparrow doesn't fall to the ground without your heavenly Father knowing it, which means that there are angels keeping accounts of how many birds are alive and how many birds have died, and they send that report up to the Most High. You have angels that are giving reports on how many lions are on the earth right now. The Lord is keeping an account of everything. So if Christ is saying not one bird dies without the Lord knowing it, then He says, how much more value are you? You're worth more than many sparrows. So the Lord is aware of it all, based on the angels. Go ahead, sis. You had a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, yeah, I understand that is understandable, but the law was only given to 12 tribes.
Yeah.
So how can the other nations show sin against the Most High if it wasn't given to them?
That's an excellent question. So you saying if the law was only, so the sister said, there's a mic right there for you though. I thought I put it on the seat. You need to use the mic. But the sister asked the question that since the law was only given to the Israelites, how can the other nations sin? All right. So the short answer is this: the other nations sin when they do harm to us. Those are their sins when they harm us. Okay. Also, there are certain things that the Lord just ain't gonna deal with. Period. You understand? Like Sodom and Gomorrah, wasn't no law given to them, but He wasn't finna sit there and let, just because they didn't know that being a sodomite or being laying with another man like how you do a woman was wrong. Just because they didn't understand that didn't mean that the Lord wasn't going to judge them for it. You understand? The Lord can judge a situation without him having to come and try to teach you something about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures say that death reigned from Adam to Moses. A lot of times people were doing things and they didn't know no better. It don't mean that you're not going to get punished for it. When it says that the law was given to us, it means that we were given the instructions on how to avoid the Lord's punishment. He didn't give those instructions to the other nations because He didn't care about them. That's it. It's that simple. He's a father. He loves His children, so He instructs His children. Those that are not His children, He don't instruct them, and He don't care about them. So they may not get a judgment on what they've done for a minute, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to get a punishment. It just means that He didn't tell them about it. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. With that, we're going to end it right there. We're stopping at Genesis 28, verse 12, and we're going to end it right there. Imajim, which means to stand. Salaki. Salute the Torah. Yahaba Shem Yahshua Brakiyah. La Yasha'Allah to Israel. Sar Hakwadam, Salaki Sar Wa Hakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. And y'all don't have to repeat. I'm gonna run through these real quick, y'all. Okay. So except for the English, I can repeat the English. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Taba'a, Ratazaika, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathananawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalat Yanawa, Kabawath Yanawa, Kasalat Noah, Kabawath Yanawa, Wala'ah, Taba'a Yanawa, Banasai 1, Abal, Hawashai Yanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalatwath, Wahala, Wahatha Parath, La'awalumium Aman in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it. This is the prayer of the power of the Hakak. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushah, Nathananawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarium, Hakak, Lahakwayum, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Salakia. 1 second, y'all. Salakia. Salakia, y'all. Hamathium, Hakak, Arakawab, Hatamala, Lagarshin, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water Aman in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. The prayer of the blessing. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapium, Ha Saranium, Ha Kortazayanium, Salakia, Ha Kayaya Yalam, Wa Akwapian, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the water Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and the angels, and commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ashai Ayanya, Ahahariam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Azariah, Ma'am, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Al Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Bala Yala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar Ra, Yashamar, Apnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaatka, Waba Wa'aka, Ma'atha, Wa'ad Awalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damalaka, Al Thakarash, Wa Al Thashakwat, All, Kayahana, Iwabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ira Yamawa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya'ai Tazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakidam, Magawa, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Awada, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Laba, Yakaiwa, Al Yaka, Baryath, Yakarthwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wa Yashama Allah Yum, Ma'aibawa, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalak, Palashat, Amashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sarah, Kayabian, Banakar, Kwayashwan, Nashamdawa, Ba'ayan Da'ira, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yab Mawa, Ka'arab, Wakazabia, Wakazabak, Wakatazal Manai, Ka Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagalia, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Salaki, Lapanya Ra Waka, Ka'ash, the Abiya Ira, Wa Kalahaba, the Lahat, Harayam, Kan Taradatma, Basa Irika, Wabasa Wapatka, Tabalaham, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Balawa, Ayaid, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abidwa, Waya Dawa'ai, Kaya Ata, Shemka, Yahawa Labatka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharatazah. In the English, keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, and Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, like Zeeb, yea, all their princes, as Zabah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, and fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou whose name alone is Yahweh art the most high over all the earth. Sorry, you can turn to face the front. Podium. Slovakia. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Brakatah. We'll take our time. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Bashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Barak,
Barak,
Athah.
Athah,
Braylon, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak, Athah. All right. Yazamatah, you put your hand down. Sar, turn, face the sisters. Men of Israel, I Majim Shabbat. I Majim. Barak, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Alathan,
Alathan,
Ba'ashem,
Bashem,
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai,
Braylon, Yahweh, Shamar, put your hand over your chest. Thank you. Your fist right there. Yahweh, Shamar, Alathan, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. That's it. Yeah. Salakia. Sis. All right. And what we said was, may the Lord cover you in the name of Yahweh Shai, okay? Yazamatah, class dismissed.